All right, you guys, it is Wednesday and we're going to do our Love That Dog lesson. And we are actually going to be reading the book today. Yesterday you did your vocab page 2, and we were talking about vocab that describe the elements of poetry. We talked about alliteration, and that's where we repeat words with the same beginning sound. We talked about rhyme, where two or more words have the same ending sound. Stanza is a division of the poem with a series of lines. Usually it has like a rhythm and a rhyme repeating pattern to it. Personification, when we give something, a figure of speech, we give an object a human quality. Metaphor, it's a figure of speech comparing two things by stating that one is the other. Simile is a figure of speech where we're comparing two things, but we use the word like or as. Repetition, using the same word or phrase over and over again. Hyperbole is to make something seem larger or more important than it really is. It's an exaggeration, stretching the truth. Imagery, it suggests that what someone or something looks like, sounds like, feels like, what it smells like or tastes like. It creates that mental picture in your head for the reader. And onomatopoeia is a sound word. So crack, clap, snap, all those words are examples of onomatopoeia. You're going to want to have your reading notebook handy and go on and get your novel. We're going to start actually reading today. We're supposed to read pages 1 through 29, and that sounds like a really a big amount of reading, but you're going to find as we start out that the pages of this book look a little different from most of the books that you have read, and this book will not be the same type of book that you're familiar with. It's going to be very different, a lot of fun. So this book is by Sharon Screech. She's actually a winner of Newbery Medal Awards. She's a wonderful writer, and so this is a novel called Love That Dog. So get ready. Okay, we're starting. Go on and open up your book. I hope you've had self-control and waited for me. So here we go. First page, it says Jack. This is where we're starting out, so you can get there. Jack, room 105, Miss Stretchberry. September 13. I don't want to, because boys don't write poetry. Girls do. Page 2, September 21. I tried, can't do it. Brains empty. September 27. I don't understand the poem about the red wheelbarrow and the white chickens and why so much depends upon them. If that is a poem about the red wheelbarrow and the white chickens, then any words can be a poem. You've just got to make short lines. October 4th. Do you promise not to read it out loud? Do you promise not to put it on the board? Okay, here it is, but I don't like it. So much depends upon a blue car splattered with mud speeding down the road. October 10. What do you mean? Why does so much depend upon a blue car? You didn't say before that I had to tell why. The wheelbarrow guy didn't tell why. October 17. What was up with the Snowy Woods poem you read today? Why doesn't the person just keep going if he's got so many miles to go before he sleeps? And why do I have to tell more about the blue car splattered with mud speeding down the road? I don't want to write about that blue car that had miles to go before it slept, so many miles to go in such a hurry. October 24. I am sorry to say, I did not really understand the Tiger, Tiger, Burning Bright poem. but at least it sounded good to my ears. Here is the blue car with tiger sounds. Blue car, shining bright in the darkness of the night. Who could see you speeding by like a comet in the sky? I could see you in the night, blue car, shining bright. I could see you speeding by like a comet in the sky. Some of the tiger words are still in my ears, like drums, beat, beat, beating. October 31st. Yes, you can put the 2 blue car poems on the board, but only if you don't put my name on them. November 6th. They look nice, typed up like that, on blue paper, on a yellow board. But still don't tell anyone who wrote them, okay? And what does anonymous mean? Is it good? November 9. I don't have any pets, so I can't write about one, and especially I can't write a poem about one. November 15. Yes, I used to have a pet. I don't want to write about it. You're going to ask me, why not? Right. November 22nd. Pretend I still have that pet? I can't make up a pet. A different one? Like a tiger? Or a hamster? A goldfish? Turtle? Snail? Worm? Flea? November 29. I like those small poems we read today. When they're small like that, you can read a whole bunch in a short time, and then in your head are all the pictures of all the small things from all the small poems. I liked how the kitten leapt, and the cat poem, and how you could see the long head of the horse in the horse poem. And especially I like the dog in the dog poem, because that's how my yellow dog used to lie down, with his tongue all limp and his chin between his paws, and how he'd sometimes chomp at a fly and then sleep in his loose skin, just like that poet, Miss Valerie Worth, says in her small dog poem. December 4th. Why do you want to type up what I wrote about reading the small poems? It's not a poem, is it? I guess you can put it on the board if you want to, but don't put my name on it in case other people think it's not a poem. December 13th. I guess it does look like a poem when you see it typed up like that, but I think maybe it would look better if there was more space between the lines, like how I wrote it the first time. And I like the picture of the yellow dog you put beside it, but that's not how my yellow dog looked. January 10th. I really did not get the pasture poem you read today. I mean, somebody's going out to the pasture to clean the spring and to get the little tottery calf while he's out there, and he isn't going to be gone long, and he wants you? Who is you to come too? I mean, really. And you said Mr. Robert Frost, who wrote about the pasture, was also the one who wrote about those snowy woods and the miles to go before he sleeps. Well, I think Mr. Robert Frost has a little too much time on his hands. January 17th. Remember the wheelbarrow poem you read the first week of school? Maybe the wheelbarrow poet was just making a picture with words, and someone else, like maybe his teacher, typed it up. And then people thought it was a poem because it looked like one typed up like that. And maybe that's the same thing that happened with Mr. Robert Frost. Maybe he was just making pictures with words about the snowy woods and the pasture, and his teacher typed them up and they looked like poems, so other people thought they were poems. Like how you did with the blue car things and reading the small poems thing on the board. Typed up, they look like poems, and the other kids are looking at them and they think they really are poems. And they are all saying, "Who wrote that?" January 24th. We were going for a drive and my father said, "We won't be gone long. You come too." And so I went, and we drove and drove until we stopped at a red brick building with a sign in blue letters, "Animal Protection Shelter." And inside we walked down a long cement path past cages with all kinds of dogs, big and small, fat and skinny. Some of them hiding in the corner, but most of them barking and jumping up against the wire cage as we walked past as if they were saying, "Me, choose me, I'm the best one." And that's where we saw the yellow dog standing against the cage with his paws curled around the wire and his long red tongue hanging out and his big black eyes looking a little sad and his long tail wagging as if he were saying, me, choose me." And we did. We chose him. And in the car, he put his head against my chest and wrapped his paws around my arm as if he were saying, "Thank you, thank you, thank you." And the other dogs in the cages get killed dead if nobody chooses them. January 31st. Yes, you can type up what I wrote about my yellow dog, but leave off the part about the other dogs getting killed dead, because that's too sad. And don't put my name on it, please. And maybe it would look good on yellow paper. And maybe the title should be, "You Come Too."